Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy BB, and today I have a topic to talk about. It is going on in the NBA about who's going to be the next face of the NBA. Now, a reporter has asked Anthony Edwards, how do you feel about being the next face of the NBA? And Anthony Edwards proudly and loudly said, I do not want to be the next face of the NBA. And he said, you can give that to Victor Wembanyama, a.k.a. Wemby. Now, Wemby is out for the rest of the season with a blood clot in his right shoulder. I pray that Wemby is okay, and I also pray that Greg Popovich of the San Antonio Spurs, the head coach, I heard that he has had a stroke and he will not be with the team for the rest of the season. I pray that he and Victor Wembanyama are okay. I will send my condolences to the San Antonio Spurs organization and everything like that. And I hope that they are okay. I really pray that they are okay, because it will be sad if something really happens to them and their careers are done with the NBA. It'll be very sad. But let's go on to the topic of what I want to talk about. So Anthony Edwards, like I said, he was asked by an NBA reporter, do you want to be the next face of the NBA? Anthony Edwards loudly and proudly said, I do not want to be the next reporter of the NBA. Not reporter. He said, I do not want to be the next face of the NBA. Give that to Victor Wembanyama. So then that's when LeBron James chimed in, because they asked LeBron, how does he feel about Anthony Edwards saying no? And LeBron James said, I understand why he says no, because why would somebody want to be the face of the NBA when all the NBA reporters and all the NBA fans, all they do is just talk, you know what, about the player, the face of the NBA. And then Stephen A came out, and another reporter came out saying how Anthony Edwards is stupid and how he's wrong for not wanting to be the next face of the NBA, and he should have seized that opportunity. Now, there's a whole lot of things going on. Then LeBron James came out with a tweet saying that you proved my point right of why he does not want to be the next face of the NBA, and of what I said about how y'all just talk trash about NBA players. Now, there's a lot of people on social media saying Anthony Edwards should be the next face. There's a lot of people on social media saying that Stephen A is wrong for what he did. Some people are saying Stephen A is right. Now, I've seen this podcast of Gilbert Arenas, Nick Young, and I think Brandon Jennings was there. And I think Gilbert Arenas said how the next face of the NBA, whoever it's going to be, is a player who's hated on the most. I've also heard Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco on Nightcap. Shout out to Nightcap. I love the podcast, about how Ocho said, how Shannon Sharp said, and he put it in NFL and NBA terms, how the next face of the league is a person who is more settled down. And I will say this, that is going to be very hard to find a settled down player, because there's not a lot of players who are good and settled down. But I will say this, I will give my opinion on it. So for the first thing, on Shannon Sharp, he is correct. He is also correct with a player who is settled down more will be the face of the league. Then Gilbert Arenas, he is also correct with whoever the next player, who the next face of the NBA, they are a player who's hated on the most. Then Stephen A, I would say he is wrong, in my opinion. I don't think Anthony Edwards is a bad person or a bad player. He's not a bad person just because he doesn't want to be the face of the NBA. And I will give my opinions why. Because there are certain people who don't want to be in a certain position because they just don't feel comfortable with it. There are certain people who want a position, but they're not ready for it. There are some people who don't think they're ready for that position, but they truly are ready. They just don't see it in themselves. Other people might see it, but they just don't see it. That's what Anthony Edwards is like. People see that he can be the next face, but he's like, I don't really see myself being the next face. He's like, I just want to go play basketball, I just want to hoop, and then I just want to go home. Just like everybody else. I just want to hoop and go home. And I'll say this, Anthony Edwards is not wrong. He ain't wrong. If he wants to go hoop, he can go hoop. Hold on, y'all. I gotta wipe my nose down. About wipe it down. Ooh-wee. But Anthony Edwards, he's saying, if I just want to go hoop and go home. And that's very understandable. You know, because the one thing I will say, there's a lot of problems with being the face of the league. And I'm not even just going to put it in league. I'm going to put it in corporations, businesses, anything. There's problems with being the head honcho of everything. Because if you're, say like you're the CEO of a company, or you're the CEO of a business, organization, anything that happens, it reverts back to you. Because think about it. I just said it. When Anthony Edwards said no to being the next face of the league, guess who they went to talk about that with? About how they feel about it? Bron. They went to the face of the league and asked him how he felt about that. They said, we don't care about what Adam Silver thinks. They asked Bron. Anytime, and here's the reason why I say it reverts back to you. Because I remember I was in high school. I was in choir. My teacher wanted me to be the section leader of my section. I said no every single time. Everybody was like, why? You're fit for that position. I said, yeah, I can be fit for that position, but I don't want to be that position because everything that happens reverts back to you. Say like if a kid don't know what he's doing in the songs, guess what? It reverts back to you because you ain't teaching them well enough. If a kid just acting playing up stupid in class, it reverts back to you because you got to discipline them or you got to handle that. I don't want to handle it. I don't want to be the person like that. I just want to sing, do what I got to do, and go home. I just want to chill and go home. That's exactly what Anthony Edwards is saying. There's a lot of people who don't want to be the managers of their store, company, or business, whatever, because the reason why is because anything that happens, it has to revert back to them. It reverts back to them. They don't want to do it. Credit. The money is good. The money will talk. But the stuff that tells you, but in order to get that money talking, you got to get to walking. And a lot of people don't want to get to walking. Because think about this. When you're the face of a league, guess what Bron is? Married. Ant-Man is not married. Bron is good on the court. But people look at Ant-Man, oh, he's great on the court. Yes, but guess what you also have to be? Good off the court. Ant-Man has gotten in too much trouble to be and Ant-Man, and I'll give him this. He's smart. Even though he says, I just want to hoop and go home, but he realizes this. If you're the face of a company, if you're the face of anything, you have to change the way you are. The stuff you used to do, you can't do no more. Ant-Man getting to do whatever he want to do, hooking up with different women, doing whatever he want to do with that, he can't do that no more. Because you're the face of the league. Guess what? Kids look up to him now, but then you got bunch of kids. You got everybody eyes on you. I've heard this quote from my father, and I love my dad. I love my dad. He told me this quote. He said, son, the more famous you become, the more lights and cameras come to you. And I said, what? He said, the more famous you become, the more the lights and cameras come to you. Meaning, the more recognition you get from people, the higher you go and the more recognition you get, the more the people will start to go like this. Oh my gosh, you're so-and-so. It's you. The more famous you become, and he ain't saying nothing about getting rich. Because there's rich people we don't know who, there's rich people in this world that we don't even know they're rich. I'm talking about being famous. He's saying there's a lot of famous people that the more famous you become, the more cameras and lights will come to you. Ant-Man don't want to deal with that. Ant-Man just want to hoop and go home. It's kind of like school. When they got class presidents, the whatever it is, that valedictorian, all this stuff, class president, not a lot of people want to be the class president because they realize when you're class president, there's a lot of stuff that you have to deal with. If somebody else does it, you got to handle it. You got to handle it. That's the reason why a lot of people like being the cool in the middle. Because it's like if I'm in the middle, I can just do what I need to do. If I'm at the top, anything that happens comes back to me. Because think about it, with Bron being the face of the league, he gets blamed for a lot of things that ain't got nothing to do with him. Super teams, they blaming Bron. Oh, when he joined Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh back in Miami in 2010. Oh, that's when he really started the term of super team. Trades. Oh, he got traded? Oh, I blame LeBron James because he's the one that controls all the trades in the NBA. What? Slam dunk contest. I blame LeBron James because ever since he stopped doing it, now all the stars don't want to do it. Let's see what else. What else they blame LeBron? There's so many things they blame LeBron for. That's like, huh? What does that have to do with Braun? And then mind you, Braun was right. And he said, why would you want to be the face if all everybody's going to do is hate? That's facts. Everybody going to hate on you for being the face or whatever. Or they going to come, like I heard it. I'm going to say this quote right here. And I'm going to rhyme. Y'all going to think I'm Dr. Seuss here. Why would I want to be the face if all you going to do is hate, but then when you see me, you going to ask for a plate? That's all I'm going to say. Why would I want to be the face if all you're going to do is hate, but then when you see me eating my food, you're going to come ask for a plate? Meaning, why would I want to be head honcho if all you're going to do is talk bad about me, but then when I'm starting to get myself good and you see me in public, you was doing all that hating, but then when I'm starting to do good for myself, or when you see me in public, oh, now you want to, yo, what's up, man? You're the greatest of all time. I love you so much. Buddy, weren't you just last week saying that I was the worst player in the history of the game? And then mind you, being the face, they're always going to compare you to somebody. They always compare it. Always compares. In my opinion, who do I think the next face of the league can be? I think it could be Tatum. Either Tatum or Wemby. I think Tatum more than Wemby. Because here's the reason why. Tatum, he's hated on the most. With the resume Jason Tatum has, he surely gets a lot of hate for what he does. Think about it. Anything Jason Tatum does, everybody hates him for. His little thing when he won the championship, everybody clowned him. Jason Tatum, when he was always going to the Eastern Conference Finals but never getting to the finals, everybody hated him for it. Everybody hated him because he couldn't win the championship. Everybody hated him because he was young and successful. And I'll say that I don't think Jason Tatum is married. I think he has a girl. I don't know if he's married or not. Someone let me know in the comments if he's married or has a girlfriend. I know he has a son, Deuce, you know. But I don't know if he's married or has. I don't know what he is. I don't know what he's doing. But like I said, Ant-Man understands if I'm the face, then that means everything gonna come back to me. And I'm always gonna be compared. You know how many times LeBron James has been compared to Michael Jordan and it ain't got nothing to do with Michael Jordan? You know how many times LeBron James has broken a record? And how many times have we heard the term, he ain't better than MJ? Or he's always gonna still be number 2 in NBA history? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? If you're comparing me that much to somebody else from the past, why would I want to be here? Think about that. That's like your significant other, your wife, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you got. That's like them saying, oh, you're not like my ex. My ex did this. My ex did that. And they're explaining all the good their ex has done better than you. And you're like, if they're so much better than me, then why am I here? Why would I want to be in this position? If all you're going to do is just hate on me and talk about them and praise them, why would I want to be in that position? Because think about it. And I'm going to say something really true. When LeBron James retires and there needs to be a next face of the NBA, that's when everybody's going to praise LeBron. Everybody's going to give LeBron the praise Michael Jordan got. Trust me on that. The hate LeBron James is getting now, that's because he's in the league. Every person who's been the face of the NBA gets hate when they're in the NBA. Even in the NFL, think about it. Tom Brady. When Tom Brady was getting hated in the NFL, when Tom Brady was in the NFL, everybody hated that man because why? He kept winning. He kept winning. When he was with them Patriots, them New England Patriots, the best NFL franchise of all time. And yes, I'm a Patriots fan. But look, when Tom Brady was in the NFL, everybody was hating on him because he kept winning and winning and winning. But then when he retires, guess what? Everybody's giving him praise, saying, oh, he's the greatest NFL quarterback and the greatest NFL player of all time. And now look at Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the face of the league now. Now everybody's hating on Patrick Mahomes because guess what? He's winning. He's doing good. You see? You see? Like I said with my quote, why would I want to be the face? Patrick Mahomes is the face. When all y'all gonna do is hate because I'm winning so much. And then when y'all see me doing good or when I did my good deeds and I got my food, then you gonna ask for a plate. Meaning when Patrick Mahomes retires, everybody's gonna be like, oh, Patrick Mahomes was the greatest quarterback of all time. Greatest football player of all time, which I still think is Tom Brady. But I'll put this in the Tom Brady and I'll put this in Tom Brady's. Why would I want to be the face? When all y'all gonna do is hate. When Tom Brady was the face of the league and he kept winning, everybody was hating on Tom Brady because he kept winning. I would love him because I was a Patriots fan and my team was winning. Who would hate on their team winning? I love it. But why would I want to be the face of the league when I was the face if all they gonna do is hate because I'm winning so much? And then when I retire, doing good, eating, and I ate all my food and my food was eaten, I'm doing everything I need to do. Now y'all gonna ask for a plate. Now y'all gonna praise me because I'm gone. And y'all realize, man, he was actually that good. Think about that. And I can put that the same way in a relationship. Why would I want to be the face? Meaning, why would I want to be with you if all you're gonna do is hate? Meaning, why would I want to be with you if all you're gonna do is just say I'm not good enough? But then when I'm gone and I ate all my food, meaning once I dumped you or you dump me, do whatever, basically once I dump you and I start doing better for myself, now you're going to start coming asking for a plate, meaning that you're going to say, oh, you're doing so much better. Like, oh, you're actually good. I want to get back together. That's what I'm trying to say. Ant-Man, he's already gotten in enough trouble off the court and he don't want to be the face because he's going to deal with a lot of hate. He's going to deal with it. And he ain't want to deal with that. Like I said, he's already gotten too much off the court drama. You know how many times Anthony Edwards has gotten texts and that's not even off. I'm gonna stay on off the court. He had the baby drama with that girl. Then he had the drama with what's it called? You know how many times he's gotten fined for things he's done off the court in media reports, interviews. You know how many times he's gotten fined for that? You know how many times this dude he's literally suspended, but this dude got fined, very much fined, because it was like, what, 2021, 2022, when he said those things about the community? And I'm not even, and that ain't even, that's off the court. On the court, you know how many times he's gotten texts? You know how many times he's gotten ejected? Braun only got ejected one time in his career. I remember because that day I looked at that, I was like, I was joking about, I said, you eject the LeBron James? You gave the LeBron James a technical foul, and you gave the LeBron James an ejection? I said, oh yeah, that ref's losing his job tomorrow. I said, he's losing his job. He's losing that job tomorrow. But mainly, Anthony Edwards, you know how many times he's gotten texts in game? You know how many times he has gotten ejected? You know how many times Anthony Edwards has done things on the court that's like he flicked somebody off? Literally the Lakers game, he threw the ball in the stands. When he beat the Suns, he was doing the DMX. Not the DMX, the second thing from Triple H and Shawn Michaels. You know how many times this dude has gotten in trouble on the court and off the court? There's a reason why he's not the face of the league. Because he realizes if I'm the face of the league, then I have to change my whole act to look good. It's kind of like Elvis Presley. When Elvis Presley was the king of music, guess what they did? They made him change his whole character around because guess why? They didn't want to represent that. He had to change his whole character around because they were like, man, if I want you to represent me, you gotta look the right way and act the right way. On the court and off the court. That's why Ant-Man don't want to do it. Think about that. If you had somebody, your homeboy, think about this. If a girl was or a guy was asking about your homeboy or homegirl, saying, "Ooh, I want to go out with them," and you need to represent them in a good way. You need to represent them in a good way. But you know your homeboy or homegirl is a cheater. They get around. They talking to multiple people at the same time. They drink, smoke, beat up people. They're just not a good person in general. Would you still want to represent that person? No. So Anthony Edwards, in my opinion, is making a good decision not to be the face of the NBA because he's already made too many mistakes to become the face. John Morant, he shouldn't be it because I've seen some people say, "Ja, he's already messed himself up too. Too many mistakes off the court. Too many mistakes off the court." The next face of the NBA, in my opinion, like I said, I think it's Jason Tatum or Victor Wembanyama. Most likely, I think it's Tatum because his resume speaks for itself. Off the court, you don't hear nothing Tatum is doing off the court. That's bad. And plus, he's already, I think, like I said, someone let me know, is he married or if he has a girl, but he's doing well. And he treats his kid well. He's doing really good. So that's my take. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And like I said, I'll drop more videos for you. I'll be searching on social media. But that's going to be the video. I'll see y'all.